वो पहली चीज़ ना मैंने 2 लड़कियों के साथ ट्राई की है और दे बोथ वर क्रिश्चियंस और उन्होंने बस मैंने द मोमेंट आई स्टार्टेड टू टॉक उन्होंने वही सेम चीज़ कही कि हम इस बारे में बात नहीं कर सकते एज इफ उनको बचपन से बड़ा किया जाता है कि यू जस्ट डोंट हैव टू गेट इन सच अ कन्वर्सेशन तो उससे आप कैसे मतलब
I want to answer this in English because this could benefit many and a lot of people asking the question. So how can you engage dawah to a Christian who are not interested? There's a few principles and maybe there's a few tips. The first one is that you have to understand that there's plenty of fish in the sea. Yeah? What does that mean? That means that not everybody will want to talk to you. You go on to the next person. There's nothing wrong with just moving on to the next person. You tried it, they're not interested, you're gone. That doesn't mean you block them off, because maybe they're not interested now, but maybe a few years later, because you kept in touch with them, they will be interested. I give you my example. On my Facebook, I have all sorts of people. I have Hindus, do I have Hindus? Maybe not Hindus, but I have Christians, absolutely, plenty of atheists. I've got 1 or 2 Satanists. I've got a lot of weirdos. I've got strange people, right? I've got non-practicing, liberal, everything in the Sara Bhara. Now what it is, I show my work to them. And I keep in touch with them. And sometimes I say, how are you? That's it. Just give it Facebook Messenger, how are you? You can do the same Instagram. That's it. But if they see you, if they're following you, they see your work, they see your passion, they see your passion to change the world, they see you. Dawah is helping people. Dawah is, we are saving lives in the hereafter. We care, it's out of care. Like, for example, that's the akhirah. What about, we do not want people to smoke cigarettes because it's bad for them. Meaning we sympathize with them, we care for them. Right? We don't want someone to be a drug addict. We don't want someone to be an alcoholic. We don't want someone to have severe heartbreak and commit, zina with someone and then mess up their whole life. These issues are universal, not just Muslims, they're for Christians, right? Because especially Pakistanis who live in the same society, they have honor, they have family, they have problems, right? They have heartbreak. So when they see your work, how you deal with it, keep that channel open, keep that communication open. Don't do direct dawah. And maybe if you keep that open, they will come back to you, right? Secondly, in terms of technique, look, if they're not interested, say to them, look, okay, fine, we will not progress. But at least, what about logic and common sense? What about logic? There's just 2 things. One thing, you could be wrong in your way of life, right? Secondly, maybe describe the Day of Judgment to them. Just say, okay, you're not interested, fine. Can I just give you knowledge about Islam? Just hear me out 5 minutes. You could take it as knowledge, not just power. You teach me something from the Bible, I want to teach you something about it. And have something powerful about the Day of Judgment. Describe the Day of Judgment from a Quranic point of view. Because that might fear them, right? Thirdly, again, go back to common sense. I just want to tell you, what is the logical way of understanding God? Let's put emotion to one side, right? Okay, you're not interested in discussing with me, but situation is this, that they don't want to listen to you. That's the situation, yeah? But before you say, okay, fine, but can you just give me 5 minutes? Just give me 5 minutes and I'll get off your, I'll get out of your hair. And in those 5 minutes, inshallah, this will become experience. Isn't it best to learn about the logical concept of God rather than the emotional concept of God? What is the logical concept of God? Logic dictates that God has to be all powerful. God has to be transcendent. God has to be above and beyond. Because the moment you say he has a son or a daughter or a wife or an auntie or whatever, auntie, wife, son, these are limited virtues. These are limited attributes. A human being has brains, brain cells, bacteria, weaknesses. They need to go to the toilet. They need to eat. So what does that mean now? If they need to eat, if they need to go to the toilet, if they need love, they are dependent. They are dependent. But I don't know about you, sister, but in Islam and according to logic, God has to be independent. God has to be, the Creator has to be independent. Everything has to be dependent on Him, right? So that's number one. And so the moment you say He has a son, you have limited Him. You've made Him dependent. And if you made God dependent, that can no longer be God. That can no longer be God. Yeah? So just leave that with them. Say, anyway, and then worry about, you need to finish it. So anyway, Sarah, Louise, whatever name. By the way, nice scarf, looking very nice today. Anyway, I'm here for you, go on. And then let your social media do the rest of the work for you. That's just one tip I can give for now. But the more you engage with Christians, the more you will. But focus on Allah. Don't focus on the Bible. A lot of people, they go to the Bible straight away. Because number one, I don't think a lot of Christians, especially in Pakistan and subcontinent, I really seriously doubt if they follow Christianity, because for 10 years they do some deep intellectual rigorous research. They put the Bhagavad Gita, the Bible, the Quran, all the religious books in one place in Mayan text, and said they studied 3 years this, and after all this great research, the Trinity and Christianity definitely makes sense. I don't think they do it because of their parents. They do it because of their family. They do it because of society, right? They've never looked at Christianity from a logical point of view. You're the first person ever in their life that's looked at religion and Christianity from a logical point of view. And just really last point, why should they use logic? Because we use logic every day. Ask her, what makes sense? It's very silly, very crude. You're at home and you need to get to university. Do you sit at home and say, God, get me to the university, God, get me to the university, God? No, what do? You take steps to go to the rickshaw, the taxi, the in-driver, and the Yango Bango, right? You take steps. You take steps because it makes sense. Akalmandi isme hai na, right? When you're hungry, you eat. When you got no food at home, you go shopping. For everyday things, we are using our akal, common sense. Why not for the biggest question in life? The existence. Why have you suspended logic and rationality there? Yeah? So, obviously with hikmah and not passion like I'm speaking. Yeah? Yes. How long do we have, sister? Kitna?
Sir, 15 minutes.
ये इनसे पूछेंगे या आपस में लीडर ये हेड है डीएम आपके पास कितना 15 मिनट है 10 मिनट कितना आपके पास टाइम
मेरे पास 15 मिनट
15 मिनट 10 मिनट 9 मिनट बोलिए 10 मिनट आपको जाना है मुझे पता था बस पीयर प्रेशर ठीक है वन मोर क्वेश्चन ब्रदर्स आपको क्वेश्चन है वली साहब याद है इंशाल्लाह आप पोस्ट करते हैं अगर क्वेश्चन है